Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chill English Channel. I'm Sophia, and I'm so happy you decided to spend a little time with us today.
And I'm Jake. Thanks for listening to our podcasts.
We hope this conversation helps you feel calm, comfortable, and more confident with English.
Today, we're going to explore a topic that many people experience but don't always understand very well.
We're going to talk about why smart people often overthink so much. But before we begin, we'd like to ask you a simple question.
While you're listening today, think quietly about this.
Have you ever spent hours thinking about one small decision?
Maybe you wondered whether you sent the right message.
Maybe you kept replaying a conversation in your mind after you got home.
Or maybe you wanted to start something important, but you kept thinking instead of taking action.
If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone.
Many people believe overthinking only happens because someone worries too much.
But the truth is often more interesting than that.
Sometimes, people who think deeply are also the people who overthink the most.
Their minds naturally search for details, possibilities, and different outcomes.
That ability can be very useful in many situations.
It can help you solve problems, understand people, and make careful decisions.
But if that same ability has no stopping point, it can become exhausting.
Instead of helping you move forward, it begins to hold you in one place.
Sophia, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Have you ever realized you were overthinking while it was happening?
Oh, many times. Sometimes I know exactly what I'm doing, but I still can't stop.
What usually starts it?
Often, it's something very small. Maybe I send an email and then I begin asking myself questions.
Like what?
Did I sound friendly enough? Was that sentence too short? Should I have added another example? Should I send another message to explain what I meant?
I know that feeling. Then 10 minutes later, you're still thinking about one email.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the other person probably read it in 20 seconds and moved on with their day.
That's usually true.
Our imagination is sometimes much busier than reality.
I have something similar when I make an important decision.
Really?
Yes. If I'm choosing between two good options, my brain starts creating long stories about both futures.
So instead of making a decision, you compare every tiny detail.
Yes, I imagine what could happen next week, next month, or even next year.
That sounds tiring.
It is. Sometimes I spend more energy thinking about the decision than actually living with the result.
I think many listeners will recognize themselves in that.
Let's explain something important.
Good idea.
Overthinking doesn't simply mean thinking a lot.
That's an important difference.
Deep thinking can be healthy.
For example, if you're planning a trip, it's smart to compare prices, check the weather, and prepare carefully.
That's useful thinking because it helps you solve a problem.
Overthinking is different.
Overthinking happens when your thoughts stop helping you.
Instead of finding an answer, your mind keeps going around in circles.
You ask the same questions again and again.
Even after you already have enough information.
It's like opening 20 maps but never starting the journey.
I really like that comparison.
Imagine someone standing in front of a road.
They have everything they need.
They have comfortable shoes, enough water, a good map, and clear weather.
But instead of taking the first step, they keep checking the map every 5 minutes.
They wonder if another road might be slightly better.
Then they wonder what happens if it rains later.
Then they wonder whether they packed enough food.
After 2 hours, they're still standing in the same place.
That's what overthinking often feels like.
Movement is replaced by endless preparation.
Many intelligent people experience this because they naturally enjoy analyzing information.
Their brains are trained to notice patterns.
They ask thoughtful questions.
They imagine different possibilities.
Those are wonderful abilities.
But every strength has another side.
When analysis never ends, confidence slowly disappears.
Because every answer creates 2 new questions.
Instead of feeling more certain, you begin feeling less certain.
Have you noticed that the more choices we have, the harder simple decisions become?
Absolutely.
Years ago, buying something simple meant choosing between a few options.
Today, we can read hundreds of reviews, watch comparison videos, and search endless opinions online.
We tell ourselves we're collecting useful information.
sometimes we are.
But sometimes we're only delaying the decision because we're afraid of making the wrong one.
That's where overthinking quietly enters our lives.
We believe one more article will finally give us certainty.
Yet complete certainty almost never exists.
Life usually asks us to make the best decision we can with the information we have,
And that's not always easy to accept.
especially if you're someone who wants everything to be perfect.
Perfection sounds attractive,
But perfection can become a trap.
because if you wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect answer, you may wait much longer than you expect.
And while you're waiting, life continues moving.
That's why understanding overthinking is the first step toward changing it.
You know, Jake, I think one reason smart people overthink is that they care deeply about making good decisions.
I agree. They don't just want a decision, they want the best decision.
And at first, that sounds like a very positive attitude.
It does. But after a while, the search for the best choice can stop you from choosing anything at all.
Let's imagine a simple example.
Okay.
Imagine someone wants to learn English.
There are so many choices today.
They can watch YouTube videos, join online classes, use language apps, buy textbooks, listen to podcasts, or find a speaking partner.
Every option looks useful.
So, instead of practicing English, they spend weeks comparing learning methods.
They read reviews.
They watch videos called The Best Way to Learn English.
Then they find another video with a completely different opinion.
Suddenly, they're comparing the two videos instead of learning English.
That's surprisingly common.
The goal quietly changes.
Instead of improving English, the goal becomes finding the perfect system.
But no system works if you never begin.
Exactly.
Sometimes an imperfect plan that you actually follow is much better than a perfect plan that only exists in your imagination.
That's a lesson many of us learn very slowly.
Another interesting thing is that overthinking often comes from imagination.
Our imagination is a wonderful gift.
It helps us create new ideas.
It helps us solve difficult problems.
It helps artists, engineers, writers, teachers, scientists, and many other people.
But imagination has another side.
It can create problems that don't even exist yet.
Have you ever imagined a conversation before it happened?
Oh, yes. Sometimes I prepare for a 5-minute conversation as if it were a movie.
Me too.
I imagine what the other person might say.
Then you prepare an answer.
Then I imagine another possible answer.
And another one.
By the end, I've had 20 conversations inside my head.
Then the real conversation lasts only 3 minutes.
And it goes completely differently.
Which means all that mental work wasn't really necessary.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean preparation is bad.
Not at all.
Preparing is useful.
But endless preparation can become another form of avoiding action.
That's a very important difference.
I also notice that overthinking becomes stronger when we want other people to approve of us.
That's true.
We start asking questions like, did they like me?
Did I sound intelligent?
Did I say something strange?
Will they remember my mistake?
Most of the time, other people are thinking about their own lives.
Exactly.
They're probably wondering if they sounded strange too.
That's actually comforting.
It reminds us that everyone is busy with their own thoughts.
There's another habit that feeds overthinking.
Comparing ourselves with others?
Yes,
Social media makes this much easier than before.
we usually see the best moments from someone else's life.
Their success,
Their achievements,
their vacations.
their exciting news.
But we compare those highlights with our ordinary Tuesday afternoon.
That's not a fair comparison.
No, because we know our own struggles but only see their finished results.
Then our minds begin asking difficult questions.
Am I behind?
Should I be doing more?
Why am I not where they are?
Those questions can quickly become endless.
I think a healthier question is much simpler.
What would that be?
Am I improving compared with myself a few months ago?
I like that.
Because your own progress is something you can actually measure.
Someone else's journey is completely different.
Different opportunities,
Different experiences,
different timing.
different goals.
Comparing two completely different lives rarely gives useful information.
Speaking of timing, I think overthinkers often believe they have to figure out their entire future.
That's true.
They ask questions like, what should I be doing 5 years from now?
That's a very big question.
Sometimes too big.
Because nobody can predict every part of life.
Instead of trying to control 5 years, maybe we should focus on today.
Or this week.
Exactly.
One small action completed today often teaches us more than 100 imaginary plans.
Action creates information.
I really like that sentence.
Think about riding a bicycle.
You can read 10 books about balance.
You can watch 50 videos.
You can understand every scientific explanation.
But eventually, you have to sit on the bicycle.
Maybe you'll lose your balance.
Maybe you'll make mistakes.
That's normal.
Every mistake gives real experience.
Experience teaches lessons that thinking alone never can.
That's why intelligent people sometimes need to remind themselves that knowledge and action work best together.
Thinking gives direction.
Action gives progress.
And when those two work together, life becomes much easier to move through.
The goal isn't to stop thinking.
The goal is to know when thinking has already done its job.
After that moment, the next step usually isn't another thought. It's taking action.
I think we've discovered something important today.
What's that?
The problem isn't that intelligent people think too much. The real problem is forgetting when it's time to stop thinking and start living.
That's a beautiful way to say it.
Thinking is one of the greatest abilities we have.
It helps us learn, understand, create, and solve problems.
But every useful tool has a purpose.
A hammer is useful for building a house.
But you wouldn't use a hammer for every single job.
The same is true for your mind.
Sometimes your mind is asking for analysis.
And sometimes it's asking for courage.
I like that distinction.
Because courage often begins where certainty ends.
Many people believe confidence comes before action.
But real confidence usually grows after action.
Let's think about the first day at a new job.
Almost everyone feels nervous.
You don't know all your coworkers.
You don't know every task yet.
You might worry about making mistakes.
But after a few weeks, something changes.
You become more familiar with the environment.
Small routines begin to feel normal.
Confidence appears because you kept showing up.
Not because you waited until you felt fearless.
That's an important lesson for almost every area of life.
Learning a language works the same way.
Many English learners tell themselves, I'll speak when I'm ready.
But when does ready actually arrive?
Usually much later than necessary.
Sometimes never.
The funny thing is that speaking is what helps you become ready.
Every conversation teaches something.
Maybe you learn a new word.
Maybe you discover a pronunciation mistake.
Maybe you realize people understand you better than you expected.
Every experience gives your brain real evidence.
And real evidence is stronger than imaginary fear.
I think that's why small actions are so powerful.
They don't need to be impressive.
They only need to be repeated.
Imagine planting a tiny seed.
On the first day, nothing seems different.
On the second day, it still looks the same.
Even after a week, you might not notice much.
But underneath the ground, something is happening.
The roots are slowly growing.
Progress is often invisible before it becomes visible.
I love that idea.
Many people quit because they don't see immediate results.
But meaningful change usually takes longer than we expect.
That's true for fitness.
It's true for learning English.
It's true for building confidence.
And it's true for changing habits.
Jake, can I ask you one final question?
Of course.
If someone listening today realizes they're an overthinker, what's one simple thing they could do tomorrow?
I'd suggest something surprisingly small.
I'm listening.
Choose one decision tomorrow and give yourself a time limit.
Can you give an example?
Sure. If you're choosing a book, a course, or even a restaurant, decide that you'll spend only 10 minutes thinking.
And when the 10 minutes finish?
Make the best decision you can with the information you have.
That sounds simple.
It is simple, but simple doesn't mean easy.
Very true.
Your mind will probably want another 5 minutes.
Mine definitely would.
But every time you practice deciding, you also practice trusting yourself.
Trust grows through experience.
Not through endless analysis.
I also have one suggestion.
Let's hear it.
At the end of each day, ask yourself one question.
Which question?
Did I spend more time thinking about my goals or actually moving toward them?
That's a powerful question, because it's honest.
And there's no need to judge yourself.
Just notice the answer.
If you spent too much time thinking today, tomorrow is another chance.
Small adjustments are much easier than dramatic changes.
Exactly.
Life isn't a competition to make perfect decisions. It's a journey of making thoughtful decisions and learning from them.
Some choices will work well.
Others won't.
But every experience teaches something valuable if we're willing to learn.
Before we finish, let's review a few useful words from today's conversation.
The first word is analysis. Analysis means carefully examining something to understand it better.
The next word is certainty. Certainty means feeling completely sure about something.
We also used approval, which means acceptance or support from other people.
Another useful word is confidence. Confidence is believing in your own ability to handle situations.
We also talked about progress. Progress means moving forward little by little toward a goal.
And finally, we used the word habit. A habit is something you do regularly until it becomes a natural part of your life.
Try making your own sentences with these words after you finish listening. It's a great way to remember new vocabulary and make it part of your everyday English.
Now we'd like to leave you with one final thought.
Your mind is a wonderful place for creating ideas.
But your life changes through actions, not thoughts alone.
So think carefully.
But don't let careful thinking become a comfortable place to hide.
Trust yourself enough to take the next small step.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
It just has to be real.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, we'd love to hear from you.
Write a comment telling us where you're from and answer today's question. What is one situation where you tend to overthink, and what small action will you take instead of thinking too much?
Your answer may inspire someone else who is listening today.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We hope you learned some useful English and found a few ideas that make everyday life a little lighter.
Keep learning, keep speaking, keep growing, and remember that progress is built one small step at a time.
Take care, stay curious, and we'll see you again soon here on Chill English Channel.